You're live. Cool. Let's see, do we have...
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Hello. What's up, everybody?
We're going to let a few people come in, but we are so excited that you guys are spending your evening with us. And we can't wait to talk to everyone. But in the chat, if you guys don't mind putting in where you're from, and
I want to see, did everyone get, I just put test in the chat. Did everyone see that? And then if you're not able to type in the chat, it's probably because you're not logged into YouTube maybe. So if you want to do that real quick, you should be able to do that. Or if you can just let us know in the chat that you're able to see us and hear us, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Mute, share, because I don't see. Can everyone see? Yeah, I see that, babe. Like, can everyone see and hear us?
Yes.
Can.
If someone doesn't mind just popping in the chat that they can hear us, or a thumbs up.
Just want to make sure all good on this end. Thank you, Mariah.
Yes, thank
Appreciate
you. I was just about to DM you.
Thanks,
awesome.
Emily. Appreciate it. You want to give it like one more minute for people to come in?
Yes.
But while we're waiting, can we put where everyone is from? Thanks, Ashley. Can everyone put where they're from, please? We'd like to see who all we're talking to, what parts of the world you're in.
Yes.
All of that stuff.
We're so excited, and hopefully you guys are grabbing your favorite drinks and we can all hang out.
Cool. Tecumseh, all right.
Oh,
okay,
we're
cool.
in Oklahoma City,
Okay.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Do you know Emily by chance?
No, Emily, Are you friends with Mariah?
We're not too far from you.
Yeah, we're not too bad. Yes.
Oh,
awesome. Cool. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and jump in, and people can come in as they please. But
before you do that, so if you're just popping into the chat, thank you so much for coming. We're super excited. If you cannot type into the chat, it's because you're not logged into YouTube. It's one of their rules, I guess. So if you want to log in so you can chat with us, we would prefer that. We don't want this to be like us just sitting here like two talking heads and nothing. There's no back and forth. So please log in if you can, and so you can chat with us. We would really appreciate it. It makes everything better.
Yes, and if you have any questions, we are going to be going over questions. We'll ask definitely if you have any questions periodically. So that's perfect. And I hope everyone got their workbook. If you didn't get your workbook, I hope you have a pen and paper, and we are so excited. Let's go ahead and dive in.
Yes, I sent in the email we sent out earlier, there should have been an attachment and for the workbook. So if you guys can, if you want to just follow along on your computer in the workbook and then try to type in it, or if you printed it off and can write in it, that's great too. Either way.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump in.
So we've had a few more people come in. We want to hear where everyone is from. We've got some people from Ohio, Tecumseh, Oklahoma. I know Ashley Brooke is in Dallas. Where else is everyone from on here? Don't be shy.
Vacaville, California. I'm actually from Sacramento. I saw your 209 in your email, and I was like, I wonder if she's from that area. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Is that like just south of Sacramento, or don't know?
I don't know.
I just okay. So one thing that Duncan, Oklahoma. Cool. Awesome. Welcome, Casey. Thanks for being here. We really do appreciate it. One thing that we love to do, it's 30 minutes from Saks.
Yeah.
Is that cool? That's cool. One thing that we love to do before we kick these off is we do this every time, and we want to go talk about things that we're grateful for. It puts you in a learning mindset. Make sure that you're not worried about stuff you shouldn't be worried about. So if you can pop into the chat just a few things you're grateful for, we would appreciate it. We'll go first. I'm grateful for my wife, grateful for our house, and grateful for our two little dogs. So those things keep me going for sure.
Yes, I'm thankful for you guys, my salon family, and all of our clients in BOW.
Yes. And then here pretty soon when it gets cold, I'll be thankful for like the heat and all those little things that we probably take for granted that we don't think about, like our cars and all that stuff. So if you could pop in the chat at least one thing you're grateful for. We want to see that from everyone if we can. Okay. Sorry, man. Okay. Make sure. I know someone's grateful for something out there. Is the chat not working? There we go. Ashley's health, family, and amazing clients. That's awesome. Yeah, the health thing, you don't realize, at least for me, like when I get sick or I can't run or go to the gym or something, I really realize how much I take my health for granted, and how much like I just enjoy working out and going on walks and stuff. So when you're sick, it's terrible.
Yes.
My new salon family, my cozy home. Nice. Almost my 1-year-old daughter, supportive husband, and great team of stylists I work with. That's amazing. And Ashton here. OKC Edmond. Nice. Or Ashlyn, sorry. My family, sweet friends. Cool. Grateful for clients, loving my job, and being able to support my family. Hell yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Love all that. Cool.
Okay. Well, we're let's dive in. I know it's late, and so we'll go ahead and get started. But the whole point of this masterclass is to really, really want to show you guys. Do you want to go ahead and get it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While you're talking, yeah, go
ahead. Really want to show you guys exactly what you need to put in and invest in each week and month to hit your retirement goal, to the lifestyle that you deserve in retirement, and when you can retire. And 3 examples live as we want to go over 2 great options for retirement plans that you guys can put in action tonight.
Yep.
And it's super important that you guys are investing as stylists. We have amazing options, and we just want to make sure that you know exactly how to start investing. So
boom. Amazing. So can everyone, we have the way this is set up, we have 2 screens here, and so that way we can see like the chat and see what's going on the presentation side, on the YouTube side. So if you see me kind of looking away every once in a while, that's what I'm doing. I'm not like distracted on my phone or anything. But can you let us know if you can see the our presentation, retirement options for hairstylists? And welcome to everyone that's just joining. Thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. Awesome. Yes, we're getting some people coming in now, so that's great.
Perfect.
And everyone can see everything. Okay, beautiful. Let's get started. We're going to try to pack as much value into tonight as we possibly can. We want to, like Megan said, we want you to be able to take these tools and put them in place like first thing tomorrow morning. So please make sure you have your workbook. We designed it for you to be able to follow along with us. And hopefully you can, like I said, take these tips and put them into motion starting tomorrow.
Okay. Do you want to go over the overview?
Yes. So tonight's agenda, we're going to go over just a little introduction of who Megan and I, who we are, where we're from, and just so you can get to know us a little bit better. And then we're going to go over what do you want your lifestyle to look like in retirement. So we're going to do a little exercise of, really honing in on what you actually want your life to look like. And then we can kind of work backwards from there. And then the third thing, we're going to go over some examples of how much that you need to put away based on the lifestyle that you are deciding now that you want. So we're going to look ahead 25, 30 years, and we're going to project what you need. We're just going to work backwards and project what you need to be able to start saving today, putting into the right accounts what you need to be able to start saving. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to go over some retirement options that are great for hairstylists and stuff that you can start putting into place now.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Okay. So we wanted to introduce who we are, because to get to know us, we're not just over here talking, but we have been married for 5 years, and I am still part-time behind the chair. I love it so much, and I love my coworkers and my clients. I've been very grateful. And we do have real estate. We have apartments in Midtown Oklahoma City, and Brad is a stock investor.
And I basically manage the apartments that we own. Unfortunately, I manage those. I say that kind of jokingly. There's there's good days and there's definitely some bad days. So I manage the day-to-day operations of all those apartments, and also, like Megan mentioned, some of the real estate or the stock investing we do as well.
And so that leads us into, we do own about 50 apartments in Oklahoma City. And we don't just say this lightly, and that we really had a really, really rough start. We were 6 figures in debt. We just had no plan or vision and nothing really set for our future. And it was really, really taxing on our marriage. And it was really hard on our day to day. And we climbed out of debt, and we were able to do this with the money that I made behind the chair, and just with a plan and being dedicated and consistent. And that's why it brought us here today, because we want to make sure no one else behind the chair feels that way.
Yeah, it was definitely a journey, and it was a rocky start to our marriage. And we're not too, I mean, that can be a little emotional, but we're not too proud to say it. It was definitely a rough start. So we had to get a vision and really put things into place. And today, that, you know, I feel much more of an established, we're much more established, learning, basically putting all these investment principles into place. So,
okay,
go ahead, babe.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so our why, this is why we are here. We believe in the beauty of dreams beyond the chair. If you are the person who wants to take control of your life and finances, we want to show you not only how to be successful in the salon, but it's your personal life as well. It's so important to me to make sure that stylists know that you can have it all. You can have the retirement, everything like that, and not just rely on a partner. Okay, it's super important for us to get that across. We have had many comments before saying to just marry someone that does it for you, and that is, you can do it all, and we're going to show you.
Yeah, don't want to rely on someone and hopefully it'll be there, right, in 20 or 30 years, and then maybe they didn't plan, or who knows. But I just know that I would want to be able to take care of myself. Same thing for you, right? And I'm sure that no one wants to feel like they're leaning on somebody. So that's why we're here today. So before we move on, as we mentioned, get your workbook, hopefully your favorite drink and a pen, follow along. Before we move on, though, we want to hear from you. Do you know what the average inflation rate is over the past, let's say, 50 years? What have the cost of goods gone up just over the past 50 years on average per year? Can anyone tell me in the chat what you think it is? And we'll get into why we're talking about inflation when we're talking about retirement here in a minute. Okay, no idea, no problem. It's okay. Anyone else? Ashley said 2.5%. Okay, good guess.
That's really close.
Ashley's the closest one so far.
Not for the last couple of years, but
okay. So Callie said 8%. So actually, Callie, last year it was about.
It's Kaylee, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kaylee. It was about 8%, and it hit as high as 9%, and now that's why the Federal Reserve raised the interest rates to slow down the economy, to bring down inflation. But the Federal Reserve targets about a 2.7% inflation rate per year. So we round that up to 3% just to be safe. So basically, in normal years, obviously COVID threw everything out of whack, and there were supply chain issues, which is why the inflation rate jumped to 9%. That is an anomaly. The typical inflation rate is about 3% per year. And so you can expect every year your Coca-Cola, your Starbucks, your rent, your whatever is going up. Real estate taxes is going up about 3% on average per year. Some years more, some years less, but on average, that's what it's about.
Okay, well, he kind of already said this, but so this is like an example of what we're going to do is looking at this, like the price today. This is why we're so important talking about inflation. Is this is what you're going to expect to pay in 25 years. So your shades is $6.50. That's at bulk pricing. I did this a couple months ago. I think it's already gone up. It was like 7 something. But in 25 years, it's going to be almost $14 for one shades. That's crazy. My booth rent is $300. My booth rent is going to be $628. So it's literally almost doubling everything. So in 25 years, you have to think what your coffee is going to be. This is my coffee with oat milk, an iced oat milk latte, and it's going to be almost $20 over. It's going to be almost $18. That's why it's so important to start investing now, because you don't want to be behind the chair just trying to keep up, right?
Exactly. And I know like the home prices we have here on the left side, today's dollars, it's 360,000. It's actually closer to 420,000, which is the average across the United States. I know that if you're in California, or if you're in New York, or even Florida, those prices are a lot higher. They're probably closer to $700,000 for the average home price in those states. But if you average it across all 50 states, it's about $420,000. So including North Dakota, South Dakota, all those places that have lower living costs.
Okay, so this was a 2001 Starbucks menu. We wanted to show you the price of what a coffee was, like a latte. A grande latte in 2001 was $2.85. We're gonna fast forward to today. We did this a couple of months ago, and it already went up, but today is $5.16. Like, that doesn't sound that crazy, but let's talk about how much your cup of coffee is going to be in 10, 20 years. So with a normal 3% inflation, using these prices, it's going to be in 10 years, $7.36, in 20, $10. And this is just a basic coffee. This is not oat milk or sugar or anything like that, or tipping. This is just a basic bitch coffee. So know that everything in your life will be double.
And just to prove our point, we actually made this little screenshot. We did this about 12 months ago. Okay. If you go and do this exact same drink today, it's gone up to $5.38, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's about 3.5%, which is exactly the inflation rate that we told you earlier. So Starbucks is raising and Coke is raising their prices about 3% every year. And this just goes to prove it right here. And sometimes even more when inflation hits harder. So, and as Megan mentioned, I added oat milk to my example, and it went from $5.38 to like what, $6.15 or something like that. It added an extra 50 to 75 cents. So just know that things are going to continue to get more expensive, which brings us to why we need to invest and create your dream lifestyle in retirement.
So in your workbook, you should see we want you to ask yourself these questions, because these are so important to designing your retirement. Where do you see yourself in 25 to 30 years? Are you thinking about Social Security? Will it be around? Are you paying into it?
Where do you see yourself living even? Do you see yourself having a family? Do you see yourself wanting to travel a lot? Do you see yourself wanting to work past even 25 and 30 years? Do you want to spoil the hell out of your grandkids? Like, there's all these things that you need to think about. And I know it's hard to plan that far in the future, but you can at least think about it. Like, if you want to live in a different state that's maybe more expensive or less expensive, those are the things you need to think about. So in the workbook, we have a space for you to hopefully jot down some notes, like, where do you see yourself in 25 or 30 years? How many kids do you plan to have? Because you got to think about college, cars, all those things that you're going to have to, help hopefully provide for your kids and when you're raising them. But yeah, where do you see yourself in 25 to 30 years? So we have that space in the notebook, correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So go ahead and take a few minutes to jot that down. We are going to do 3 examples. Why this is so important. You do not discount yourself. Like, this is going to be only for you to see and really, really, really think about it. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. No one's seeing this or grading this, but definitely will help you. So think about what you want your lifestyle to look like 25, 30 years from now. And how much will that cost even? Do you want a $100,000 lifestyle, a $75,000 lifestyle?
And remember, your house will be paid off. So remember that as well. Hopefully your house will be paid off.
Yep. It should be.
But I'm so excited. We're going to go over 3 examples, live examples, and all of them are kind of all over the board. So we are super excited to
I've got the numbers here, unless you
Yep.
have different ones.
Nope,
Okay,
that's
cool.
great.
So we have 3 people on this masterclass. That obviously this is kind of some personal information. So we're not going to name the names, but we can say B. She knows who she is. She has given us when she wants to retire, how old she currently is, and how long she thinks she's going to live in retirement. And she wants a specific lifestyle for travel and fun. So we're going to jump into a second here. We're going to share our retirement calculator. Okay, so can I share? Can someone confirm they can see our retirement calculator on the screen, please? You should see, it should be like almost an Excel looking spreadsheet. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rachel. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, ladies, everyone. Appreciate it. Okay. Do you want to do the first one or you want me to?
Sure, I'll do the first one.
Okay. So let me get this over here.
Okay, so this is B, and she wants to have a $100,000 lifestyle in retirement because she wants to travel and have some fun and not worry about everything. So, and we are going, Brooke is single right now, so we're going to go ahead and do her Social Security. So we do include Social Security. If you don't, that's okay. Plan accordingly. And how much is Social Security?
So I actually did the math. So right now in the United States, this is going to sound crazy. The average Social Security is about $1,700 per month. Okay. If you fast forward and look ahead 25, 30 years from now, it's going to be closer to that $3,500 to $3,600 range based on, it's called COPA, and they set the Social Security each year based on inflation. Okay. Don't really need to worry about that, but just assume it's going to be about $3,500 per month on average across the United States. Okay. So do you want to put 3,500 times 12 is about $42,000 that B is gonna receive. Almost said her name. That B is gonna receive in Social Security. Now, there's other things you can factor in too. If you own a rental home or some rental properties, or you have some other income that you're going to receive after you retire, you can factor that number in here too. But we're just going to assume that B is only getting Social Security in retirement.
Yes. So she is 30 and she wants to retire at 30 or at 65. I was going to say 35. Good for her. So she is going to have 35 more years to work.
So how old is she now?
30.
Okay. And she wants to retire at 65?
Yep. Here, let's switch actually. Do you want to switch?
No, that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
I'll back up. Sorry. So 30 years.
30 years. And she wants to live, she was specific, 87. So I'm going to take 87 minus 65. So she's going to have 22 years in retirement left to live.
I hope she lives longer than that.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay. So she has some investment capital started today. So she has $15,000 saved already. Okay.
Good for you, B.
So
zero out of that real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
So if she doesn't save or invest any more dollars, she will have money for 2 years in retirement and be without money for 20 years. Okay.
Can I say something? So based on what B wants, her number right here says your number. She's going to need about $2.5 million when she goes to retire, because this calculator is factoring in inflation. All the Starbucks examples we showed you, the house we showed, like the house going up, we showed you. It's crazy. Yes, we will do that. So this is factoring in inflation. So B is going to need about $2.5 million whenever she hits retirement to live 22 years and not run out of money. Okay. Investment capital. Is it Kaylee? I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Kaylee, yes.
Okay. Sorry, Kaylee. Kaylee asked a good question. What is investment capital? Oh, sorry, I don't know why I made that hard. It's just money that you have today to put it, that's in your investment account already.
Or you're in your retirement already. Brooke is in our course, so she already
said her name.
Oh, sorry. B is in our course, and she has her retirement already started, and she was able to put in 15 grand within a few months, and that's her investment capital today. So it's just what you have saved or willing to put into your retirement right now.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so with that being said, we need to figure out how much she needs to put away each month to make sure that she doesn't run out of money. Okay. So let's go ahead and say she wants to put in, let's say she wants to put in $500 a month. Okay. So 500 times it by 12. That's going to be $6,000 for the year. Okay. And then this little box automatically puts what you need per month. So that's great. It's getting her closer and closer to her goal. She will be in retirement 10 years, living 100 grand lifestyle for 10 years, but she's going to run out of money in 12. So let's like bump this up just a little bit. Let's say she puts in $7,000 a month or a year. A month, that'd be awesome. Okay, that bumps her up to one more year. Let's go ahead and say she wants to do $9,000 a year. Okay, that's $750 a month.
She's getting closer.
She's getting closer. She can live in that lifestyle for 14 years, and she's gonna be short $743,000. I'm dyslexic. I can't say my numbers.
I got you, baby. I got you.
Brad's got me. So if she wants to slow it down, maybe let's say let's do $100,000 or an $80,000 lifestyle. Let's change this up. Let's see. If she wanted to just do $80,000 as a great lifestyle in retirement, she would only be without money for 2 years. So let's.
No. So she has. She would actually have enough money.
Oh, she would be enough money for 2 years. So just those little tweaks. If she pays $750 a month for the next 30 years, she would be over her numbers for 2 years. She would have an extra 2 years to live. So she could live until 89.
Yeah. But assuming that B wants to keep that $100,000 lifestyle because maybe she's bougie, what does she need to actually put away? And I think it's going to be around $11,500 because I've done this a lot. 11,716. Okay, let's just call it 12,000. Okay, so 12,500 a year. Ooh, not 125,000. Sorry. Okay, so that's going to be close. You're a little bit short, but if B puts away about just roughly $1,000 a month for the next. Did we lose some? Okay, cool. If B put away $1,000 a month for the next 30 years, she'll have about $2.5 million, and she can live comfortably in retirement and not run out of money, and even have some money to hopefully give away to her family.
And this is so important. Why your house should be paid off. You are not going to hopefully have bills. Like your car is going to be paid off. And this is why starting early is so, so, so important, because you will not have to put in as much money away each month.
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine that let's say you have $100,000 lifestyle, right? And that's a little over 8,000 a month. If you don't have any car payments or house payments, I mean, you have food, and I mean, you can still do a lot every month. I mean, you can still basically live and travel just as much as you want to. You might not be flying first class everywhere. Maybe you can if you don't go every month, but you still have a really, really nice lifestyle in retirement.
And this includes inflation. Just wanted to point that out again. Okay.
Yep, it includes inflation. Exactly. Let's do a couple more. Was this helpful? I want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from y'all. Was this helpful? Was this kind of what you were expecting, or was it a lot more, a lot less?
Any questions on?
Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it. Awesome. Sure. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah. Any other? We're gonna do 2 more examples. We'll run through them a little faster. Awesome. Thanks, Ashton. You want to do M?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
Yes, I'll do M. Awesome. I'm excited.
Thanks, Mariah. That's awesome. Glad you're enjoying this. That makes us feel good about being here too, because I know this stuff can be really dry, kind of boring. So kudos to everyone on this masterclass. This is awesome. We love that you're here to learn.
So M wants $100,000 lifestyle as well.
Okay.
Which is great. I love that.
Okay.
She is not married yet, so we're gonna still keep
Social Security at 42,000.
Yes.
Okay.
But she's a little younger than B.
Okay.
So she is currently 24.
Okay.
And she wants to retire
at 60.
At 60.
Okay. So she has 36 years to work. Good for her for starting young. And then how long does she think she's going to live?
She thinks she's going to live till 85.
Okay. So she's going to have 25 years in retirement?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Does she have any money today that she's invested?
She does not yet.
So we're going to put 0 here. All right. And we'll start 0.
So
all right.
See how time is on her side. I almost said her name. I cannot do that. Time is on her side because she has 6 more years on B. So her number is a little bit over 3 million.
Yes. If you look down here at the very bottom, it'll say 3.3 million essentially is what she's going to need to retire with.
Yep. So let's see how much she needs to put away and invest each month to make sure that she is hitting that $3 million mark.
Let's start with $6,000 a year.
Okay.
Which is $500 a month. And she will be about 1.5 million short. So she'll have 12 years in retirement where she can live that lifestyle, but then after that, she's out of money. She's just relying on Social Security, which, if you heard me earlier, is only $3,700 a month.
But it's going to equal to be $1,700. So don't think of it as 3,000. Think of it as today's dollars. That doesn't get far.
$1,700 barely covers anyone's rent. I mean, come on. I'm sure it doesn't even cover a lot of people's rent on here. It doesn't cover any of our stuff. So, anyways, don't get me started on Social Security. So let's jump it up to $8,000, which is $666. Now she's only short basically $900,000. All right, we're getting there. Let's bump it up to $10,000 for the year. We're almost there. Let's bump it up to $11,000. All right, perfect. So M will have to put away about $916 for the next 36 years, and she will have $3.3 million. And she can live a very, very nice lifestyle in retirement.
I don't want everyone to get discouraged because that is a lot of money per month, right? Like, to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money to be investing. We're going to work our way up to that. Even if she wanted to like again, I would say let's do an $80,000 lifestyle. And that's a really nice lifestyle.
It is.
Let's see how much she needs to.
How much she would just need to put away then, right?
Yeah.
Definitely much better.
Much better. She's still over 9 years of what she thought. So let's go ahead and do 8,000. She's still over.
Yep.
So she's saving $666 a year or a month. So let's do.
Perfect.
She's still over 1 year. So she still has money left over. $625 per month that she needs to save if she wanted an $80,000 lifestyle.
Exactly. And Jessica asked, what type of account do we want to do? You put the money in? We're going to go over that next, Jessica.
We're going to give you 2 examples of what you can use.
But if you look at the worksheet that we sent you, you should see an area where you can basically all these factors we're going over now. You should be able to put these into your workbook and you can kind of do your math. There's a lot of great retirement calculators online. So you can try to do your math based on this as well. So we want you to be able to, and even if you just start with $50 a month, it doesn't matter. Just start and work your way up to the $625 a month.
It shows time is on your side. Like the $50 compounds and really helps like start now. And I am excited to go over the next example because it's a little bit more attainable too. This is Jay's.
Do you want to do this on me?
You can do it.
Okay.
Jay's lifestyle in retirement, and she wants to do a $50,000 lifestyle. Okay. She's perfectly happy and great with that. She has her house paid off, and she is married, but we'll just do hers right now. Okay, and
she's 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to retire at 50.
Yep.
Which is great. So years before retirement, 20 years. And then she hopes to live until she's 85. So if she retires at 50, 85 minus 50 is 35.
She does have some investment capital already.
And she has 20,000. Great. So we'll put that here.
Oh, wait. One more.
Oh, did I mess up? 20,000. Sorry. Okay. All right. So Miss J, based on everything that she wants, if she doesn't put any money away and she puts that $20,000 to work today, she'll need about $361,000 to live a $50,000 per year lifestyle in retirement if she's getting Social Security.
And that's about $4,000 a month. So that's still very, very comfortable.
So let's make sure that, let's drop this to 35,000 for fun. Okay. Just in case she doesn't get that full 42,000, let's just drop it to 35,000. And then she's going to be short about $542,000. So let's put away, I don't know, 5,000 a year. So she'll be short $256,000. It's $416 a month. Let's put away 7,000 a year. 583 a month. She'll be just a tad short at 141. Let's put away. Now, one thing, the reason that M's is so much higher is because she is retiring at 50 and living until 35.
This one.
I'm sorry, Jay. And is not making, she's got a long time in retirement and she's not making any income like from her job. So worst case, if she can't put this much away, put 9,000 away. It's close enough. So she'll have enough money to be able to live the lifestyle that she wants if she gets the Social Security based on this, her putting away $750 a month.
And she retires at 50 and she lives to 85.
Yep.
She will be so comfortable, and that's a long time in retirement. But let's say she wanted to work until she was 55, so we can add 5 more years.
Makes a big difference.
Adding that 5 years is crazy. Yeah. She would just have to put in $500 a month, and she hits her goals and an extra $20,000.
Yep.
She's left.
Yep, exactly. So
Ashton's asking, what if she lives to 100? That's a possibility.
It is a possibility, and that's why it's so important, to make sure you're conservative with these estimates. And I think too, Ashton, whenever you're getting older, especially as you're getting into your 70s and 80s, I don't think you're going to be jetting across to different countries. You could be, I guess, in your 70s. But as you get older into your 80s, you're going to be wanting to spend time at home with your family, your kids and your grandkids. So you're not going to be going out spending $8,000-9,000 a month going to Europe and doing all these crazy lavish things. You're going to get that out of your system in your 60s, and hopefully even earlier than that. But you know, I think as you get older, you're going to do less and you're going to be able to go, okay, I'm really healthy. I can live another 10 or 15 years. I need to maybe inch down a little bit on how much I'm spending every year in life in retirement. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes,
Yeah.
I definitely agree. And you're not going out to eat as much. And my grandma's 93, she's not eating as much, it's just, you're slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's not going to Europe or anything. So
yes.
Are there any questions about this before we move on to the next part of the presentation?
Yes. Was this helpful? And I'm so sorry for calling out one of the girls' names. I love you. Forgive me.
Yeah. We didn't say her last name.
Yes.
So all good. Oh, let's try to hit the stanky leg still. Yeah.
My family lives forever, so I'm scared.
Right, they do.
They are just trucking along.
So if there's no more questions about this, I'll give it like another 10 seconds before we move on. But we want to talk about now that we know the number, and hopefully you're kind of writing this in your workbook. Now that we know that, now we can figure out what retirement accounts to put them in so that you can grow this money.
Yeah, we want to make sure that you can open one up tonight if you wanted to.
Okay. Very helpful.
Very helpful.
Okay,
Good.
cool. Thank you.
We hope so.
Even if we just help one person, that's all I care about.
I'm like, I want everyone to definitely know exactly how much to put away so that you're hitting your goals.
Cool.
What's the average?
I think if you looked it up, Mariah, I think it's like 77, 78.
Retirement age?
Yeah, retirement age.
When people are retired.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant when do people pass away?
67.
Yeah.
People are going back to work because the rate of inflation was so high, and people went back to work. They realized they needed more than $1 million to live on these days.
Yeah.
And so
crazy. Even your dad went back to work.
Yes, my dad's a bad example, I feel like, because my dad retired at 50 and then got bored. Thank God he went back to work at 60. But
he was the first to say that he didn't realize how things were going to get so expensive.
100%.
Right? So,
and he does like a bougie lifestyle. Love my dad. He loves all the nice things.
Thank you, Miguel, for saying that. Appreciate it. We forgot to mention at the very beginning, for those of you that are still here, we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this $100. Are we doing an Amazon gift card?
Yes.
Yes, $100 Amazon gift card. If you stay till the end, and we'll tell you how to get eligible and enrolled for that. Okay, so just a little treat we really appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Okay, so we did the examples, and we wanted to talk about, even if you can't put $900 a month in your retirement account right now, or even $600 a month or whatever, just start with 50, because you can really see the power of what compound interest does when you start investing. Is that blue, babe? I'm colorblind, so
that's blue.
So the blue line is what you're contributing, that you can kind of see my mouse going across here. That is the money that you're contributing each month and hopefully each year. Okay. Now, when you're investing it into the investment accounts, the green line is your money's starting to earn money. So let's say you put $10 in your account and then it earned 10%. Okay. So next year you have $11. All right. And then you're still putting money in there. Now that $11 is going to earn 10% more. And so it starts to really compound, and you can see that although over the course of 40 years, you've contributed less than $250,000 of your own money, when you invest it, you can see that you're going to have close to $1.5 million in this example.
And this is exactly why it's so important to put it in investments versus just having it in your savings account.
Yep.
To me, I never understood, like, well, why don't I just save it? This is the example. Like, make your money work for you.
She's not on this call, but I was going to talk about, we do have someone that we know that we're encouraging to invest. She just has her money in her house.
Yeah.
Just a whole different state. We don't even want to talk about where she's at, but she's afraid to invest it. Okay. Just because she hasn't been taught it. And I totally get that. I understand that completely. If you're not taught it, it's just easier just to save it and literally put it in your closet. That's what she's done. So, but she's missing out on this, on the investing and the compounding. She's think of her lifestyle in retirement. She's going to have a little under $250,000 versus $1.5 million. Like literally, one, you're vacationing in Paris, Texas. One, you're vacationing in Paris, France. I mean, that's the seriousness of investing your money.
Yep. So let's go over 2 great examples of retirements for stylists. Everyone, there are so many that are great for self-employed people. I know some people are physical therapists on this as well. So if you do own your own business, this is great for you too. Even if you don't, you still are eligible for these as well. So let's dive into these. And we're going to go over the pros and cons because not everything is going to be for everyone. There is so many different options, and my investment strategy might be different from yours. And we just really want to make sure you understand exactly what you're getting into and why behind it.
Yeah. And on the worksheet, we actually have both of these options listed on the, I think the third or fourth page, where you can write down your pros and cons of these as well. So what you feel is a pro and con for each.
Okay. So the contribution limit for this Roth IRA, and everyone I feel like has heard of the Roth IRA, but I feel like I didn't know until diving into it what it really, what it stood for, like what it means and why everyone loves this. So I want to show you the pros. The contribution limit this year is $7,000. It goes up every year. So just be aware of that. Let me cut you off. Before we dive into that, a Roth IRA, if you're not familiar, all that is an account that you can set up that the IRS will let you put money into for your retirement age. Okay. It's basically an investment savings vehicle for your retirement. And there's tax advantages that the IRS gives you for putting money into these retirement accounts. Does anyone know why the IRS would do that? Do you understand, like, why would they give you tax advantages for putting money away into retirement accounts for your older age? There's a reason they're doing that. Can anyone tell me why? I want to hear from you. And it'll make perfect sense here in a second. Huh? Okay. So you can contribute longer. That's one reason. So the reason they want you to do that is because you're not relying on Social Security when you retire. You don't want to rely on the system, quote unquote, the system. So basically, they want you to be able to take care of yourself. So what they're going to do today, they're going to allow you to put money in these individual retirement accounts, and so you don't rely on the system when you go to retire. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And Megan's going to go over the pros and the cons of it now. So the pros are that these are tax-free withdrawals in retirement. So what that means is you do not have to pay taxes on this money in retirement. Okay. No RMDs during lifetime. You told me, we talked about this. What does that mean again? Okay.
So when you put away the $7,000 per year is the limit the IRS will let you put away. Okay. Now you've already paid taxes on that money that you're putting into this Roth IRA. So when you retire at 60 or 65, you don't pay any taxes when you pull the money out. And then RMDs stand for required minimum distribution. Don't worry about that. Basically, the IRS will make you start pulling money out in other retirement accounts. But in the Roth IRA, you don't have to pull money out unless you want to. Okay, so no RMDs means no required minimum distributions. So it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. You can keep growing this as long as you want.
Yeah, if you want to work till you're 70, if you loved your job or you love doing hair, whatever, you can continue to work and put money in your Roth IRA and you don't have to take any money out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is tax-free growth. And then flexible withdrawals. Contributions can be withdrawn at any time. So if you put in 1,000 and it makes 1,000, you can only take that 1,000 out. You cannot take the growth that it's taken.
Yep.
That's made.
Yeah, I've heard this a million times. People put money into their Roth and they're like, well, if I try to take it out, I'll get they'll have penalties, and I'll pay taxes on it, and it's a huge fine for pulling money out early. But the IRS and the government has said that you can pull out what you've contributed and not pay any taxes or penalties on what you've contributed. So Megan gave a great example. If you just pull out what you contributed, no taxes or penalties.
Do you want to go over the cons?
Yes. So cons are, there's a contribution limit of only $7,000. So earlier when we did the retirement numbers, you saw that some people may need to put away $9,000 a year or $10,000 a year. The Roth IRA, that's one of the limitations, is $7,000 is your max. Okay. And you do not get an immediate tax benefit from putting this money away. You get the tax benefit, remember, when you retire.
Yep.
Cool. So, before we go on, are there any questions about the Roth IRA? Hopefully we were clear. I wonder if that's glitching from YouTube or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. Any questions about the Roth, everyone? Was this helpful? I mean, I know that the Roth is sort of the staple that everyone should have. They're easy to set up. We'll go over where you can set one up at after the next example.
Yeah, the Roth is great because you don't have to pay taxes in retirement.
Cool. Okay, so I don't think there's any questions about the Roth. It's pretty straightforward, but there's no embarrassing questions. If you do have one, just let us know.
Yes.
This one?
Yeah, so this one's really fun. This one is a SEP IRA. There is also...
Yes. Okay. Mariah is saying, will you tell the part about only taking out what you put in again if that only you pull out early? Okay. So Mariah, let's say that you contribute $10,000 to your Roth IRA, okay, over the next couple of years. And because your investment is growing in the stock market, the $10,000 that you've put in has now become $20,000, but you've only put in $10,000. Okay. The IRS will let you pull out your $10,000 that you put in, and they won't charge you penalties and interest and make you pay taxes on it. Okay. Because you've already put that money in, you've already paid taxes on that money. The only way they will tax you or and fine you, I guess it's a penalty, not a fine, but penalize you, is if you pull out the $10,000 that you've earned, your investment has earned.
Has grown.
Yes.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And I wouldn't pull any money out, because now you're stopping compound interest. When you pull your $10,000 out, now you're only
compounding on 10 grand versus 20. Exactly.
So they'll let you pull it out for like hardship reasons, if you have a medical emergency, or if there's you lose your job. The IRS, there's loopholes where you can pull the money out and not pay penalties and interest, but they really want to frown upon you doing that.
Compound interest is the money growing money on top of the money. So you're compounding, making more. Did that make sense?
Yes. Let's do I wonder if, let me see. I want to show, if everyone can hang in there with me for like 2 minutes. I'll show what compound interest looks like. Okay, Mariah, let's do this real quick. So if you put in $2, and then let's say your $2 earns $2. Now you have $4. Okay. Now let's say you put in another $2 the next year. All right. And basically, I'm doing a horrible job, but basically your $2 earned $2. Now your $4 is going to earn $4. Now your $4 is going to earn $8, and then your $8 is going to earn $8. So it basically stacks up. It compounds on the money that you've earned. Does that hopefully that makes sense. I think I did a poor job of explaining that. I'm curious if
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. I was going to do last example for Mariah. Okay.
That makes sense, she said.
Okay. So basically, just to drive the point home here, sorry for those of you that, hopefully you're not bored here. Here we go. This is a great graph. This will explain it perfectly. Okay, so Mariah, if you see here, this is a penny that doubles every day for 30 days. Okay, so you'll see that day 1 is a penny, day 2 is 2 pennies, and then day 3 is 4, day 4 is 8, on and on. So that is compound interest. Your money starts to earn more money, which starts to earn more money, which starts this avalanche effect of earning more money. So you can see a penny that doubles every day for 30 days. At the end of the 30th day, you have 5.3 million. That is what compound interest is. Cool. Is that good, babe?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go back to our presentation here. Okay, cool. I'm glad that helped Mariah. All right. So the next one, go ahead, babe. Sorry.
So the last one that we're going to talk about tonight is the SEP IRA. This is great because you can put up way more than the Roth IRA, and you can put up to 25% of your earnings for the year. And as self-employed hairstylists, as we know, it can fluctuate. So 25% of your net earnings, but the max that you can put it in is 68 grand. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's actually up to 25% of net earnings, up to 68,000.
Yes.
So if you made 100,000, the IRS will let you put in 25% of your net earnings, which is roughly $25,000 a year. Now, if you make 200 grand a year, you'll put in 50 grand. If you make 250 grand, they'll let you put 25% away, up to 68,000. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yes, but that is a lot of money per year, so just know that.
Yeah.
The pros of this is obviously the higher contribution limits. This is tax deferred growth. So you're paying taxes and you're saving money on your taxes now. You have to pay your taxes when you pull this out, okay? This is really flexible with your contributions and super, super, super easy to set up. You want to go over the cons?
Yeah. The cons, obviously, you have to pull the money out. When you pull the money out at retirement, you do have to pay taxes on it. Okay. And then if you do withdraw, there are withdrawal penalties. If you withdraw early, there are withdrawal penalties. It's 10% penalty plus the taxes. So under the age of 59 and a half. So you're looking at, like, I'm not kidding, it's like a 40% tax hit. Okay. So if you pull out 100 grand, you're going to have to owe about $40,000 to $45,000 of that $100,000.
Not worth it.
They are trying everything in their power to incentivize you not to pull your money out early. Okay. So the SEP IRA is a great option for booth rent hairstylists or anyone that works for themselves, because it will allow you to contribute a lot of money up front every year. And you can also deduct the contributions and save on your taxes today. Okay. We wanted to create, I'm a visual person. Like, if I just heard someone say that to me right now, I don't think I would understand it. So we wanted to put together a little visual for you. All right. So let's start at the top. We've got without the contribution. Let's say you made a net profit of $100,000. Congratulations. That's amazing. And then we're just going to assume a 22% tax bracket. I know it could be a lot higher somewhere else. We're just doing easy numbers here, okay? So you have $100,000 of net profit. The IRS will allow you to deduct half of the self-employment tax from your adjusted gross income. So instead of paying taxes on $100,000, you pay taxes on $92,000 here. 20 times 22%. Your tax bill is going to be about $20,000. Okay, now that's without contributing to the SEP IRA. Okay. Now, if we come over here to the with the contribution, we've got a net profit of 100,000, assuming the same 22% tax bracket, assuming the same self-employment tax rebate we get, or not rebate, but deduction we get. But the difference is on with the contribution, we're putting away $15,000 a year. Now the IRS will let us deduct that contribution. So instead of being taxed on $92,000, we're only taxed on $77,000. And our new tax bill is $17,000. So we saved $3,300 per month. I'm sorry, per year in taxes. Okay. So you get that savings now and you're putting money away for your future. So it's a great option if you're wanting to save on your taxes now.
Yes. But just know that you have to pay taxes on this later when you get into retirement. You
got to pay the taxes one way or the other. You're just either putting it off till later or you're doing it now.
Yeah. So we wanted to show you guys how to open these accounts. And before we move on, was there any questions about the SEP IRA?
I know the SEP IRA can look a little complicated, but it's not that bad. Okay, I think we're probably good.
And if you have any direct questions, you can always DM us as well.
Yeah, definitely. We are here. Okay. So depending on what works for you and your family and your business, hopefully and there's several other ones as well, and there's a lot of caveats, but hopefully that helps kind of shine some light on some really good ones. Megan and I use both of those, and we use another one as well. But
we like to pair it with tax deferred, making sure like we're saving money on taxes now, and then we have one that we don't have to pay taxes on later. So it's win-win for us.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, these are 3 really reputable brokers that we recommend that you can open up these accounts. Okay. Vanguard, which I'm sure everyone's heard of Vanguard. There's Fidelity and Charles Schwab. These are top of the line brokers. They're not going bankrupt. They're not going to steal your money or anything like that. These are very, very good brokers. And these 3 companies will let you open up your either the Roth IRA or the SEP IRA or any other retirement account you may look at. These companies will let you do that. And these are the ones that we put our stamp of approval on.
Yes. It's so easy to go in here and create the Roth, create the SEP. It's step by step. It teaches you. It's super user friendly. Don't be scared of it. It's great. Play around with it at first and making sure like you feel comfortable. I love Vanguard because it makes it super easy. For me, that's personally my favorite. But everyone has different accounts that they like. Think of a brokerage account as just a really fancy savings account. Okay, so like, don't get scared of the word.
Yeah, I don't know why they have to call it a brokerage account, but yeah, anyways, they do. Are there any questions about these 3 brokerages?
Or anything about the whole masterclass? We would love to hear from you guys. Yeah. Like, was this helpful? Like, what happens if they go bankrupt?
So Jessica, these 3 that we listed are the 3 biggest in the world, and they have billions of dollars of assets under management, and they're not going to go bankrupt. They will not go bankrupt. They have so much assets under management and so much capital behind them. They're top of the line for a reason. Now, there's other discount brokerages I would be very, very weary of. Okay.
Like Robinhood,
I would be careful with Robinhood. I wouldn't put a lot of money in there.
No.
Or Tasty Trade or anything like that.
Always go for they're reputable for a reason.
Yeah.
And they've been around for a very long time for a reason.
Yeah, Vanguard's been around since the 1970s. Schwab was like in the 1920s, I believe. I mean, they've been around for 100 years. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Don't go yet because we're going to do our giveaway. But before giveaway, the contribution limits are different. They don't vary per company, but they vary. So like when you get into the brokerage, those accounts, when you sign up for them, you can pick which, like the Roth or the SEP, and it will tell you how much
You can
you
contribute.
contribute.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so we really feel like stylists, I am still a stylist. Like, I want to make sure that no one feels overwhelmed by the idea of retirement, that you're not going and talking to a guy in a suit that's not relatable to you at all, trying to make sure that, like, just telling you what to do. We want to make sure that you know exactly why you're getting into something and why. It is so important to know where your money is going. For me, so hold on, let me just see. So I wanted to show you inside of what our course looks like. And our program is specifically designed for stylists with a step-by-step in mind to grow, increase your earnings, making sure that you are managing your personal finances and that you are growing your investment accounts. It's so, so, so important to make sure that you're staying on track and making sure that you're hitting all your goals and living that lifestyle that you want to live in. And we really tailored this to the beauty professionals. So in our course, what we do dive into is creating your dream lifestyle. We want to make sure that I know stylists make a ton of money. I want to make sure that you are using it to your benefit. I was there when I was like, I made all this money, but where did it go? It's just because you didn't have a plan from the beginning. And so we just want to change that, just tweaking a few things and making sure you know exactly where your money is going. And then we dive into understanding your service costs and making sure that your business is set up correctly, knowing your true profit margins behind each service. This really dives into making sure you know exactly how much you spent on that client and how much your profit is. And as a booth rent stylist, I like to see you in that 60 to 80 profit percentage. And really knowing why you're pricing and not guessing around and charging what your neighbor charges. Do you want to do the last?
Taxes, yeah. I think this is my favorite part. Maybe it's kind of dorky, but we're not CPAs. One of my really good friends, he is a CPA. He's certified to do taxes in Oklahoma, Nevada, and some other various states. But he's the real deal. He's been doing taxes for about 12 to 15 years now. And we actually brought him on our team. So, and his I think, girlfriend or fiance is an esthetician, so he knows like the beauty industry, and he is on our team. So his name is Paul, and he goes through in our course. He goes through what are write-offs, tax deductions. This is how you need to keep your books. He does all of that stuff, and basically is like we like to say he's like an accountant that's in your pocket. If you have questions of, hey, can I write this trip off if I'm doing an educational thing? If I spilled product on my pants, can I write this off as a uniform? Like, he kind of navigates you through those kind of gray lines or muddy waters, and can say, hey, if you do it like this, you probably can write it off like this. So that's, I think, one of the coolest features of our course. And then finally, we like to say phase 4 is setting your future self up, which is a lot of what we went over today. And that is picking, we go over a few more retirement options, and we dive deeper into them with more examples. And then we also talk about what to actually invest in, because just because you open up an investment IRA at, let's say, Vanguard, and you put money into it, that doesn't mean you're investing in the stock market. There are, that's where a lot of things can get confusing. There are certain stocks and funds and things that you need to be looking at to invest in to grow your money safely and as much as possible. Okay. So we kind of dive into all of that so that you know what, we like to say it's like we're giving you tools for a tool belt, and then you can go make the best decisions for you and your family.
Yes. And if this is something that you want to dive into, we would love to talk to you and connect with you and go over your goals to make sure that we can help. We always interview every person that comes into our course. You interview us, make sure it's aligned, and just make sure that we can help. So if you want to connect with us, go ahead, and our link to book a call is on our Instagram, and I would love to connect with you. I could talk about this all day, every day, and we would just love to see you guys and more.
Yeah.
But we do have a few questions, so I wanted to answer a few questions before we hop off and do our giveaway.
Yes. So Ashton is asking a great question. Can you open a few Roths at like multiple Roths? The answer is you can only, however you want to dice it and slice it, you can only have, whether it's 1 Roth or 10 Roths at 10 different brokerages. You can still only put in $7,000 a year total between if you have 10 of them or 1 of them. The IRS will only let you do $7,000 a year total. Now, every year that amount goes up because of inflation. Last year, I think it was $6,800. Year before that, it was $6,700, and you get the point. So it's going to continue to go up as inflation goes up.
And Kaylee asked a good question too. If you maxed out a Roth IRA, what would you recommend putting money into that will meet the $750 a month investment? I love the Roth SEP IRA. I think it's so great. It's exactly the same as a SEP IRA, except for you're paying your taxes now on your Roth. And it's such a, if you don't mind paying your taxes now, but you could also do, say, a SEP IRA can you do a Roth IRA too?
Yes.
You can pair them and you can put in half the money into a SEP regular IRA to save on your taxes now. And then you can put in half in a Roth and get the tax benefit later. So you can pair those two if you want. There's things that you can pair.
Yeah. And as you get older, you're going to make more money, and you can max out your Roth IRA. Let's start there. And then you can start looking at the SEP IRA and the solo 401k. There's a lot of other great ones as well. There's a simple IRA, and as you make more money, you're going to need to put away more money, right? So there's going to be more and more options for you as you get older.
Yeah. So the next question is, what is your opinion on opening a Roth IRA and a SEP IRA and contribute small amounts of money instead of large amounts of money into one account?
What is your opinion on opening a Roth IRA and SEP? So I guess I don't understand, Emily. I mean, I think like you can contribute to both, but I would focus on trying to max out maybe the Roth IRA if I had to choose between the two. And then once you max out the Roth IRA, you're putting away, I think it's about $600 a month. Once you're maxing that out and you still have more money to save, which is amazing, maybe start putting that into your SEP IRA. I don't know if that answers your question. I hope it does.
But you can do both. You just can't do more than one Roth IRA.
Correct. And then, okay, cool, Emily. I'm glad that answered. I didn't fully understand the question, so that was my fault. Ashton's asking, so you can do both a Roth and a SEP more than $7K a month, $7K a year. So yes, you can do a Roth IRA, put $7,000 a year in it, and you can marry or dovetail that with the SEP IRA. Yes, you can do both.
Yes.
Which
I hope
is
that
awesome.
answered the question.
Yes. Cool. Okay, she put a good thumbs up. Okay.
Okay.
So are there any other questions? We love doing this. We don't want to keep you too much longer, but
and if you have something personal question that comes up and you don't want to ask the group, you can always DM us. I promise.
Yes. Let's talk. If there's no other questions, thank you, Ashton. That's super nice of you. We want to talk about how they can enroll in the $100 Amazon gift card giveaway.
Yes, we're so excited. So if you guys don't mind just posting on your stories just a picture and what you learned tonight and tagging us, that's your entry. And you have to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're growing our YouTube channel.
That's why we're hosting it on this YouTube. It's not our favorite thing to do, but we're just trying to get our YouTube presence going. So
yes,
if you can like and subscribe, that would be amazing.
If you guys haven't done YouTube, it's a beast. Oh man.
It is a beast.
But yeah, we're super excited, and we will announce the winner tomorrow. I like to do the wheel, and it's super fun. Who doesn't like Amazon? Get a new outfit, whatever.
So how do they register again? They have to post a story on Instagram.
Post a story and like and subscribe, and just tag us in the story. The story really gets you the entry, but we would love it to like and subscribe.
And you can be honest. You don't have to say you love it to enter. I mean, if you hated it, you can say that. Hope you didn't hate it.
I hope you didn't hate it.
Yeah, but if you're still here, I'm assuming you didn't. But we would still love to hear what you got out of it in the story.
There was one more question. Kaylee, do you recommend a SEP IRA or a solo 401k?
What a great
That's an amazing question.
Yes. They're different. Obviously, it's going to depend on the solo 401k is a lot more complicated than a SEP IRA. You can contribute a lot more money on a solo 401k. So there's a lot of nuances to it though that we don't have time to get in here today. But probably for simplicity reasons, I would say the SEP IRA. But if you did the solo 401k, I wouldn't be mad at you because you can contribute more money. There's more write-off deductions available for you because you're contributing as the employer and the employee. And so there's tax advantages with that. So there's, you just need to make sure that the brokerage you're talking to, that it's set up right from the start, because there's a lot of legwork setting up a solo 401k opposed to the SEP IRA. I hope that answers your question. Yes. Cool. Well, if that's it, there's no more questions. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you so much for everyone that contributed in the chat and is here tonight. We really appreciate it. We do one of these every month. Next month, we're going to do a different topic. We would love to have you back. And we just thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for showing up. This really means a lot. I know it's late and your time is valuable, but we appreciate every single one of you. Cool. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Bye. Oh, Adriana. Cool. Oh, so nice. More love.